Well, it's raining. It was raining a bit harder earlier today. But as the Floridians say, we can make orange juice out of oranges. We're gonna do some fun stuff today. Hi everybody, how are you all doing? How's your weather? Oh my word, I've been seeing some crazy weather. I know that big cold front came down and the effect it's having on Florida right now, or at least where we're at, 40, 49 maybe is the high. Rainy, lots of rain, but in just a couple of days, this is all gonna pass over. So we've been keeping ourselves busy because it's been cold and progressively getting a little cooler, but then it's going to progressively get a little warmer and then a lot warmer. It's going to be heaven. We've been keeping ourselves busy, and today we're going to be keeping ourselves busy by doing something very fun that we've never done before, but something that Marcus and I have wanted to do for many, many, many moons. So we'll take you along for that. I do have to go film for the Grocery Lady channel. We're going to go to Aldi. If you don't know about the Grocery Lady channel and you love Aldi, I am really excited about the one that I'm about to go to because it's ginormous. We drove by it on the way here and I was like, what? This place is beautiful. I don't know what it looks like inside, but it's huge. So I think we're all gonna fall in love with that. But you come along and let's just see what the day holds. Oh, last night I went and I needed to walk, because it's rainy. And so you're kind of just, I mean, I've read a lot and we've hung out a lot and we did some inside things that we could manage. But the workout facility here is lovely. So I was there for a good, 35 minutes before anybody came. And I went and I was listening to my Audible book, and I was just looking out over the pool then as the rain is drenching it, and there's these kids jumping in the pool. They didn't care what the temperature was. They didn't care that it was raining. They were having so much fun, and I thought, wow. But the view was amazing. It was just like, it's so well lit, and then the rain's coming down and the pool's doing its thing, and I mean, it was kind of like, okay. So I did my walking, and then I got on the bike, and then I got back onto the walking and just feeling good, listening to None of This Is True is what it's called. I don't know how far along I am. I mean, I've been listening to it for a while now, but it's like, what's gonna happen? And the lady in there just keeps getting, her story gets weirder and weirder. And that's what I like. I like weirder and weirder. So come along, guys, and we'll see what the day holds. Night has befallen us. Well, it's getting there. We got the Cirque du Soleil back here. Let me tell you about the excitement that's happened today. You see this boy right here? We went to McDonald's, little play area, just, because we needed to do something inside and it was fun. And we were there about 2 minutes and he tripped and, well, smashed his face down, hurt his arm, and he now has stitches. Oh, that's the way we do life around here. But he's doing pretty good. His jaw is super sore, unfortunately, but he had quite the split open, which was so not cool. But what was really nice is that there was a family there that saw the whole thing with me, and immediately it was like, do you want me to go get ice, or what can I do? So they went and got ice for him, and he's just, man, oh man. But we're going to end the night with a nice little Cirque du Soleil. So let's see it. See, there's the thing. He got hurt right here. It was a rough one, huh? But you survived it? He survived it. So 3 stitches later, Daddy took him into urgent care, and now we're okay. Everybody's okay. And we're gonna go have some fun now. Hopefully it's just fun, nothing else. Okay, here it is, folks. This is the set. Oh, wow. And then there's some people over here. Look at us sitting so close, although the tickets had obstructed view. So I'm guessing because we can't really see like over this way super great, but guys, we're like 4 seats from it. So supposedly the most expensive seats are right here in the middle, but like even up here could be pretty pricey. So they must have a view of something, I guess straight on, but that's okay. So this one's called Drawn to Life at Disney Springs, and it's going to have all sorts of Disney characters and kind of how animation works. And yet there's going to be, death-defying feats and Cirque du Soleil, such things. If you've never seen it before, maybe you can YouTube it, but I'll try to get you a little bit. So everybody's here, all looking good. Here they all are. Zion sat down. First thing she said is, where's our food? We just went and got dinner and she's ready for food. Something's moving over there. Oh, this is getting very exciting. coming back to life. Oh dear. Is it doing exercises? It's exercising. Oh yeah. Over here there's something? Now I see the obstructed view, guys. We couldn't film once the actual show started, but it was amazing. Would you say? Yeah. There were people flying up in the air, the twirling. There was a guy there that had the most incredible upper body strength. I don't think I could have ever. I can't even do a push-up. This guy's on this thing in the air, twirling upside down. It was really amazing. And all the timing of things. And there was serious parts, and then there was very comedic parts. Comedic? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. And it was so fun. I thought it wasn't what I expected necessarily, but I don't know what I expected. It's like a story. But all of these acrobatic things and dancing, and it was no talking really. I mean, a little bit, but very little.
Very tiny bit, but it's like a combination of like the theater and the circus.
Yeah. It was lovely. What did you guys think?
It's magical.
Ezra thinks it was okay.
It was magical, wasn't it?
It was magical. And then there's screens coming down, and there's equipment moving, and these people flying up in the air in these circle-like cage things, and then they're on the outside. You're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna die, and then they don't, and so you're amazed. It was great. Even with our on the side spot, we were really close. So even though we might have missed a little bit, really not that much.
Right.
Maybe some of the things way up high that were kind of sort of behind us, we would have saw much better if we were sitting straight on.
That was for hours.
That was for hours. It was 90 minutes. So if you ever at Disney Springs and you want to come for a show, Cirque du Soleil, Drawn to Life. It's lovely, quite lovely, and happy and funny and serious and wonderful. And now, how many degrees is it?
It says 48.
48, a balmy 48 here in Florida. I know that's, I was seeing that some people are having snow in Florida and in strange places where snow doesn't usually find its way. So,
but no snow here.
No snow here. It's just 48, but it's going to start to get warmer in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then by the weekend, woo, watch out, we're going to get crazy. Yeah. And I don't know what we're going to do, but something crazy fun. It's another day. I still have my warm, cozy shirt coat thing on though. It's 47 degrees today, but the sun is shining. When I get in my car, it's actually warm. And it's supposed to warm out today, so we'll be crazy and we'll be out just swimming around like we own the place. But I thought, we haven't had much going on because it's been a lot of rain and a lot of cold, and all the inside things that we've done, we've done them. And so there's just been a lot of hanging out, which gives you a lot of time to have some self-reflection, to have some introspection, to just, the mind just powers down. There's nothing to do, no cleaning, no really, responsibilities other than like, feeding the family and sort of continuing to keep them alive. But that, that kind of just happens. And I thought, only here in rainy Florida could I have such great self-introspection or self-awareness. I don't know, but it's interesting. Let's talk about this. First of all, can I just say how much I love that everywhere I turn, someone is speaking a language that I don't know. I'm sad that I don't know it. I barely know English. I always say that because I struggle enough as it is. But I just find it incredible that there are just languages left and right here. It's just like walking into another world, and I love it, and I think it's magical. And I've met people from all over the world. Last year when we were here, this year already meeting some people from Scotland that live in Brazil. What a combo. And lots of Hispanics and lots of Europeans everywhere. It's just magical. We had these two French couples together. We saw them, of all places, at Olive Garden. Did you know that the French go to Olive Garden? They do. And then we were at Disney Springs walking around having dinner, and then walking around afterward, and there they were again. They were following us because they loved us. They didn't know us, so no. But I love it. I think it's just magical and wonderful, and it just makes my heart happy. But then, as we've had a lot of just chill time, my brain has had time to just sort of think through and work through some things that have been kind of weighing on me, that you don't even realize it until you have time to think about it. So if you followed along at all in the past, July of 2024, I started getting my health in order, and I had a lot of health things going on. And when you have lived, and one of those things was anxiety, and when you've lived with anxiety and just like chronic stress for 20 years, really, you don't, wow, you're never bored. You're never bored. And being here, and even leading up to, I would say, the last like 2 months, even with everything going on, I just have these periods of like mental boredom, if that makes sense. It's like I need a mental challenge. And when you haven't been stressed out and anxious and you just get to be, it's like, wow, life is slow. Life is really chill. It's very, it's an interesting way to live. I've never experienced that before, ever. So even as a child, I was just not a child that got bored. I loved being by myself. I loved just piddling around in my room and imagining things. And, I just, had a good time in and of myself. And so that's been interesting, because it's like, oh, I need some mental stimulation that's very deep. And what does that look like even? I don't know. I'm like ready to learn another language. I go through that though. And then I've read so many books. But I think, do I need to go and get like a bachelor's degree in something? What would it be? I don't know. It's not like I actually have that kind of extra time to do that, but my brain tells me something's got to change here, Megan. So I don't know what that's going to be. Have you ever experienced such a thing? Those of you that have never experienced anxiety and had just the mental struggle bus of that, tell me, what's it like in your brain? Are you just cool, calm, and collected, and you're just like, you know what, we're just taking the easy life? Like, what's that about? I don't know. It's great, because I have so much going on, yet it doesn't feel super crazy. Although there was some time with all the extra stuff around the house for the holidays that felt a little bit overwhelming, but I wouldn't say it was like the old anxious stuff. It was probably just normal, like, wow, there's a lot to do here. It's a lot to manage. But anyway, we're past that. We're here now. We have barely anything with us. I think we stopped by Barnes & Noble one of the days, and Nola got some little animal figurines. There's 4 of them. And then we got some other little figurine thing, and then this thinking putty, kind of like silly putty sort of, and books. And now we're just waiting, desperately waiting for the weather to get better. It's happening though, little by little throughout the next like 4 or 5 days. Just every day is getting better and better, and we're happy about that. And thankfully, because of our extended stay, the bad weather didn't deter us. We just got to chill. So anyway, that's kind of been on my brain cells. It's just like, what did normal people experience? I said to Marcus, I go, sometimes I just feel bored now that I don't feel so anxious and stressed out. And he's like, isn't it wonderful? I go, I don't know. It's a weird feeling. It's different. It's your body and your brain are like, it's like craving some kind of input, and it's not, you're not having this negative input and this stressed input. So now what will it be? And sometimes, because I homeschool and I'm home with the kids during the day, Marcus is there too, there's a lot of interruptions with just life, right? Like my kids don't go off to school, so I don't have these long periods of time where I can just work on something and be so focused. That's kind of how my brain is. It's like all in on that thing. And I don't necessarily have that. So I always hesitate to really get into something big that I know will kind of draw me away from my family or put my attention elsewhere, because I know it's going to be interrupted. And it's not a bad thing. That's just normal. That's life. I've got 5 kids. I understand. I can handle that. But yeah, very interesting. And then today, as I was driving, I had to go film for the Grocery Lady channel on my way to Costco. It was a good drive, over 20-minute drive. And I just had a lot of time to think. Typically I put on an audiobook, and I thought, today we're going to talk to ourselves, Megan. So I had the best conversation. It was wonderful. But there's been some things that have been laying on my brain cells. And now that there's just been this downtime, I needed to think it all out. And I even told Marcus yesterday, I was like, I think I need a journal. I need to write some things down. But I don't know about you. If I journal something, it doesn't take very long before I've ripped it up and I throw it away. I don't want anybody to read my thoughts. I'm glad to tell them to you, but we don't need to read them. That's not a thing. I'm not like one of those people that can keep all the things. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel weird about it. I think, because I'm very honest and I lay it all out there because that's what my brain needs in order to move past things. But I talk to myself a lot about like why I feel, what will be the thing that kind of helps my brain to step into this new health, new life, and having to deal with, okay, you're not anxious anymore. You're not stressed out all of the time. What is your brain going to do about that? So we had a good chat about that. And then we had a good chat about that self-introspection that's been happening and realizing there's some things in my life that I've wondered about, like why do things go this way? Why does it seem to be the pattern in my life? And I just sort of had like a, okay. For instance, let's just be honest. Ever since I was young, I've always been very tall. There's always been a lot of me. And I maybe do things a little bit different than other people, like growing up. For instance, the way that we cut our food in my family, and we always had a napkin on our lap. People think I'm fancy. I'm not fancy. My dad just told me this is how we eat, so this is how I eat, okay? And people would tell me later on, when I first met you and got to know you, you intimidated me. And I think it's just because I'm tall. And because I moved around a lot when I was younger, my mom and dad were in the military, you want to make friends fast. So I can be like really, I love being by myself, but if I have to be, I can be really outgoing too. There's like two things going on inside of me. There's the part that's like, don't talk to me, don't say hello to me. And then there's the other part that's like, oh my gosh, we're all friends. It's a weird dichotomy. So some days I'm very introverted and some days I'm very extroverted, and I'm just me. That's what it is. But all that to tell you, the more I heard people say that, when I first met you, I was so intimidated by you, I became very hyper aware, and I didn't want anybody to feel bad about themselves because I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I don't think that I have all the answers or anything like that, but I never want you to feel bad. Like when we hang out, I want you to be happy, right? So I took on a coping mechanism where I would tell you all of my faults. Everything I do wrong, I want you to know about it, so that hopefully, in my mind, you were going to not think that I thought that I was better than you, and then you would also not think that you were less than me, or that, I don't know, I just didn't want anybody to feel bad. So I just put myself down and just told all of my faults and all of my struggles and whatevers. And so that kind of led to, like, I just talk about myself a lot. Now, obviously on this channel, I can't talk, you're not here, so we can't have a conversation. But in one-on-one, I feel myself kind of taking over the conversation more and more, and I don't like that. Because I really love listening to people. I think people have some of the most interesting things to say. But in my quest to not make you feel awkward or feel weird, I've got to like fill the space. And then so that you don't think that I think that we think, I'm going to tell you all the things that I do bad and everything that I do wrong. And I'm just going to be down about myself. And so funny enough, just the other day, I realized this. I went, that's how that started and that's how that went. Interesting. So I have a new goal. I don't know how it'll happen, but we're just going to go in without, I don't need to tell you all of my bads and all of my struggle buses. I'm an honest person. I will always be that. I'm an open person. I will always be that. But we can take some steps back and go into any kind of encounter with anyone and say, I can't control how you feel. I will do my best to listen to you. I will do my best to, engage with you so that you have a chance to share what's on your mind and who you are. But I cannot undo my tallness. I cannot undo certain things about me that maybe at first glance would be like, oh, it's kind of intimidating. I'm not. I'm just me. And I've spent literally my entire life trying to convince people that I am not intimidating and that I am not whatever. How about we just be me? I just didn't, it becomes so a part of who you are, you don't even think about it. So now I got to think about it. And I'm sure that I will revert back to my old ways. But I'm at a stage in my life where we've gone to a new church now for the last couple of years, but new relationships take a long time. The church I was a part of before, there was a whole mess of things that happened. And those people I knew, intimately, personally, lived with some of them for years, decades. And so now those relationships have changed. So I don't get to just go into relationships now with a past. Now you don't know me, I don't know you, and we have to get to know each other. Same thing with different people in my neighborhood that I'm getting to know. But it's just, that's the self-reflection that's been going on. And Marcus and I were talking about it yesterday, and he's like, sometimes you just don't like what you see. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Mulan, anybody? I love that movie. Oh my word, I love that movie. So, yeah, that's been something to think about. You didn't know that you were getting all this information on a vacation vlog. Yeah, because that's how I see. It's just who I am. I just got to share it. It's what's going on here. It's going to come out of my mouth. So there's going to take some self-control. There's going to take some continuing practicing of a new way of communicating and connecting with people, especially those that I'm getting to know. You know what I'm saying? Are you following me? All that to say, I've got ice cream in the car, so I need to bring that home to my people because the sun is shining here and it is warm in here and I love it. Love it. What I don't love is that the outside temp on my car has not changed since I got in here 2 hours ago when it was 47 degrees, and now 2 hours later it's still 47 degrees. It was supposed to be 54 degrees by like 2 o'clock. I don't think it's jumping up that much, so I'm going to have to do some... we're gonna have to just really hope this changes for us. But with the sun shining, it makes all the difference, doesn't it? And the water is heated, so. All right, guys, well, my phone actually overheated. That's how the sun is coming through my window. But I had to wait until it cooled down because I don't know how to get home without my map, my GPS. So anyway, guys, we had so much fun at Cirque du Soleil. We'd love to see it again from straight on. Not all the kids do. Marky loves it. We've been watching Cirque du Soleil. Well, he had some DVDs from before I even knew him, and we used to watch it just when we didn't really have TV and we just had some DVDs laying around. It's a fun one. I love Cirque du Soleil. And then Ezra's boo-boo is getting better. He's going to be able to take off the Band-Aid today, wash it, because it'll be 24 hours here in just a little bit. And then we'll wash it and put some bacitracin on it, and he's good to go. His jaw feels so much better now. He was not able to really open his mouth very well. That was a little bit concerning. Food was hard, but now we're all smooth sailing. And he's healing up just fine. Everybody's good. We're good. Hope you're good. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Good morning, everybody. Still on vacay, and here's what's weird. It is 8:38, which in Illinois time is 7:38, although we've been here long enough that this is our new time. But what's beautiful is that the kids get so tired here. I don't know why. They do stay up later. But in the past, like if we're at home and they stay up later, they're going to wake up just as early, if not earlier. But when we're here, they do tend to sleep in because typically wake up time is like 6:30. It's 8:38. I've had time to shower, put my face on. I haven't done my hair yet, but that's okay. And I didn't want to get the blow dryer going and maybe wake them up. I don't know. But I'm sitting here. I've got the window here open, and we're just looking out into the palm trees and the blue sky. And it's supposed to get warmer and warmer today. And then I've got my book here, still reading The Covenant of Water. You guys, I promise I'm almost done and I'll stop talking about this book. But I did finish the audiobook last night of None of This Is True by Jewell. Something, I'll put it, you see it here and I'll put it in the description box. Okay, so let me give you the rundown of None of This Is True. There are these two women. They happen to show up at a restaurant and it's both of their birthdays. And so they're like birthday twins and they happen to be born at the same hospital 45 years ago. Okay, so the one lady, she's in the prime of her life, doing great things. She's a podcaster. Things are going well. She's got 2 kids, her husband, everything. The whole table is full of people that are friends, and it's just great. And then the other woman, her name is Josie. She's also turning 45, and she's there with her husband, who's much older, and she's just had a rough life. And you go through how they meet in the bathroom, and then they start to do a podcast about Josie's life. She kind of like talks Alex, who's the real fun, lively 45-year-old, in doing a podcast about her and about changing her life. And so you get to hear her whole story. And the book is called None of This Is True. And you don't know what is true. And it's a little bit creepy, but not too creepy. Like, you can still go to bed at night. You're going to be fine. But I just got to the end of it, and I don't know how I feel about the end of it. Sometimes you're left with more questions than you are answers. But I definitely felt like I wanted to keep listening and knowing what was going on. Now, I will give the caveat that there are some adult-themed things going on. And there are some talk of different abuse and these kinds of things. So if you're sensitive to that, this is not a book for you. But it's a thriller. And it's just what's going to happen. And I did a lot of walking on the treadmill and my exercising, and I finished it in the bath last night, actually, because I had like an hour left, and I was like, okay, we gotta do this. Yes, I take an hour-long bath. I did last night. I was like, we have to listen to this. So it was good. If you listen to it on Audible, it's fantastic. Any of you watch the BBC version of Sherlock Holmes with Benedict Cumberbatch, the assistant in that, Louise something, she's the reader for Josie. And I recognized her voice immediately, and I looked it up, and it was her, and I went, okay, good, we're all good. But I loved the voices. I loved the whole production of it. It was a good one. The ending, if you read it, or you have read it, we can talk. I don't know how we can talk, but we can talk somehow. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Marky picked me up a coffee. Decaf, of course. Yes, at 8:30 in the morning, we're still having decaf. We will always have decaf because caffeine just does it for me. It just takes me out. But I think it's going to be warmer today. And we've got plans over the next couple of days of things that we're going to be doing because the weather's just going to be getting better and better. But yesterday was such like a refresh from all of the rain and the chilliness. Thankfully, no snow where we're at. No snow. But it was 3 degrees back home. And I think it's about to get colder again. So yeah, I think we're gonna maybe go swimming. So I was walking on the treadmill last night, and it overlooks the pool, and it's such a beautiful view. And there were 2 different sets of people that were just swimming like it was no problem. And it had to have been 47, 50 degrees outside, somewhere around there. But the water is nice. So I got back to the room, and it was like 8 o'clock. I was like, we could go swimming right now. But we didn't. I don't mind going late. It's beautiful. It's extremely well lit. And then there's a hot tub if all else fails. So we've got to go swimming today. It has to happen. It just has to happen. Anyway, you come along for the day. See what's what. I'll do my hair eventually. I'm going to keep reading, drinking my coffee. And I imagine the second I turn this off, a child will awaken. Because that's the story of my life. Yeah. All right. Come on, let's see what's going to happen today. Everybody's over having lunch. I ate a little bit earlier, mainly because I ate a little bit later for breakfast, so it became brunch. And so I'm all filled up, but they're eating now. And we tried to get into our room, and this is the day that we should check out if we were done with our stay, because you do it week by week, but we're not done with our stay. So our key card no longer works. So I'm going to walk down to the main area, and I'm going to go get our keys fixed so we can get into our room. By the way, we're up to 58 degrees, so in the shade, it's a little bit chilly, but nothing bad. I do have my little sweater thing on, which helps. And then in the sun, it feels really glorious. Just the happiness I feel, it's just bubbling over. It is time. Ooh, we're so excited. There's so many people at the pool too. It's just great, just the best. So we've got our stretch marks out and our varicose veins and our spider veins. We're all ready. Let's go do this. I gotta feel this. Okay, let's feel it. Oh yeah, it feels lovely, lovely. And then Ezra and Izzy. I got some toys. Whee! Okay. Murphy, how do you think this weather does for your brain cells? Your mental.
It does wonders for your brain cells.
Yes, it makes us so happy.
Yeah.
You feel like you can just.
You need sun.
It's an important thing.
Sunlight.
Sunny days, singing the
24
clouds
hours
away.
of sunlight.
Oh my word, 24 hours. We need some serious curtains for that. You climb up there. Just do it carefully. Zion, hold on. She's gonna hop up there with you. Okay, we had to get some of the little floaties here. Daddy's gonna help her on, but this is the llama, and then we got the killer whale. I called it a shark. Clearly I was wrong. Last year we had an alligator, and they used to let you like rent the thing for a day, but they don't have that anymore. So anyway, now you just buy it outright, but it's cheaper than it was last year, like a lot cheaper, which is pretty nice. You can take it over there, yeah, go for it.